I am joined by a guest, Mr. Muso, all the way from Kwekwe to talk about drug abuse. But I wouldn't really say you're a guest here, you're family because you're always here.
Thank you so much, Talents.
So, how are you and how is business out there?
Everything is fine, everything is moving well. I'm here to talk about drugs today, inspiring the youth so that they could not continue taking drugs.
Drug abuse among the youth has become rampant, with authorities confirming that it has reached unprecedented levels. As a teacher yourself, what would you have to say is the major cause of the drug abuse?
The problem is peer pressure. Most of our students, they are playing with friends that are already taking these drugs. So because of that now, we see several students now indulging, taking these drugs, and it's severely affecting their schoolwork. Several of these students are even dropping out of school, the high school. Some are dropping at the colleges. They are also being affected, dropping out. That is inside them. That potential, that greatness that is inside them is no longer revealed because of peer pressure and playing with wrong friends.
And this peer pressure you're talking about, I would like to believe that these people are of the same age.
Yes.
So what's happening now with these other people who are taking drugs, and are they still in school?
Yes, they are coming to school. Some could have finished, and those that could have finished, they bring those drugs to the fellow students who are still at school. Let me give you another example. So at one point, those who finished were coming at school putting on uniforms, so it was difficult for the security to see whether they are still at school or not. So they were bringing drugs to those students who were at school. So because of that now, that change ended up spreading all over, and as a result of that now, several students now are into this problem of drug.
Oh, that is very sad. And a number of educational campaigns against drug abuse have been held by civic organizations as well as the Zimbabwe Republic Police.
Yes.
Have these campaigns yielded positive results?
Yes, but to a lesser extent, because the issue of drugs is spreading like veiled fire. Several students are so much involved in this issue of drugs. So I think there is more that should be done so that students could be empowered. They could be encouraged. They could be told about what is inside them, so that they could not continue being involved in this issue of drugs.
Okay, so maybe I'm just thinking maybe in schools they should introduce some programs that should be done talking about drugs in particular.
Excellent, Talent. That is what we are doing now. So what we are now doing now, we are moving into schools. We are going into schools, teaching the students, empowering them. You know, some students, they are going to school, but they don't know what is inside them. So we are now empowering them. You know, you've got greatness, you've got great potential. Continue working hard. Don't play around with people who are doing this, who are involved in these drugs. So by so doing, it's what is assisting. And also we are doing career guidance, inviting companies, individuals, empowering students so that they could not continue or they could not do a drug abuse.
And also encourage them, if they have anybody that they know who is using drugs, to report.
Certainly, yes.
Okay,
yes.
So what do you think is lacking in society to end the scourge?
Going to church, reading the Bible. You know, when you fear God, like today on a Sunday, go to church. When parents should go with their children at church,
true.
Yes, they should read the Bible every day. Just pray in Talent in the morning. God, I thank you. You are so lovely. You are so good. God, I thank you. That on its own, a child when he goes at school, meet friends that are into this now. That fear. It will be into that child, and by so doing, possibly that child won't be involved in drug abuse.
And your last message, maybe what would you love to say to the parents so that they can also encourage their children at home not to take drugs?
I think I want to tell the parents to closely monitor their children. You know, some of these drugs that they are taking, when they take them, they are not smelly. So you want to know whether a child is taking drugs or not. So parents should monitor their children time and again. And also, parents should teach their children ways to come to God. God is the source of everything. When they come to God, everything